The following movie review and or commentary may contain spoilers. Oh, you guys, this movie f***ing sucks. Oh, well, thanks for watching. See you next time. I'm sorry, I'm not my usual cheery self here. I'm just so disappointed. I just got back from seeing Terminator Dark Fate and oh my god, what a disappointment. I'm just so let down by this movie, I can't tell you. It's so upsetting because it had such potential. They had Linda Hamilton back. They got Fat Arnold again. They even got Edward Furlong to clean up his act to play John Connor again. I mean, he's not a degenerate for the first time in like 30 fucking years. And you couldn't give him a good movie? Shit. Where do I even begin with this movie? You know, people were concerned with the lead up to this about the fact that it had like a social justice message with the all-female cast. Let me tell you something. That is the least of this movie's problems. First of all, the biggest problem with this movie is the writing is shit. And I'm not just talking about the dialogue, although that is horrendous, don't get me wrong. But the plot is the main issue here. It's the same damn thing as all the other movies. A Terminator is sent back in time to kill the future savior of humanity, and the Resistance sends back someone to protect them. Really? We're really doing that again? You couldn't think of anything new? Well, okay. If you're gonna rehash the same damn story again, the actors need to elevate the material and knock it out of the park with their performances. And oh boy, does that ever not happen here. The leads are lifeless and boring. The vets, Linda and Arnie, both phone in their performances and make it painfully obvious they're just there for the payday. The second biggest problem with this movie is the casting. Both the Terminator and the Protector look completely wrong for their parts. The Protector, Grace, is just awful looking. And her posture, what the hell is wrong with you? Stand up straight, goddammit! Just not at all believable as a super soldier. She's also a terribly written character with no arc whatsoever. But I could have gotten past that. I mean, this is a Terminator sequel which doesn't have the number 2 next to it, so I wasn't expecting much. But if I'm being pulled out of the movie every single time one of the main characters is on screen because of how wrong she looks for the part, we've got a big problem here. And I'm not just picking on her because she looks like a hyperdyke. One of my favorite characters ever is Vasquez, the ultimate butchy dyke. But that's the key, is that she's butchy. She looks tough. This chick looks like Fiona Apple. It's just not believable. And then there's the Terminator himself. He looks about as threatening as the barista at my local Starbucks. I understand what they were going for with this, that he's supposed to blend in with the contemporary people of the timeline and not stick out like a sore thumb the way Arnold did, but they did it all wrong here. They only needed to look at the casting of Terminator 2 to see how to do it right. Robert Patrick looked like a cop and blended in with the people perfectly, but he was still intimidating. You see the difference? This guy serves you coffee, this guy whoops your ass. He's got a steely gaze, he's very intimidating looking. This dude just looks like he wants to give you your change and usher you out of his coffee shop. When your set-piece fight scenes are between this guy and Fiona Apple, it just ain't gonna work. The horrendous look of both characters just ruined my suspension of disbelief every time they were on screen and completely pulled me out of the movie. Whoever did the casting for this movie needs to be fired and drug out of town behind a horse! What? They don't do that anymore? Well, they should! And the girl that they're protecting is so boring that I can't remember a single thing about her. Her character arc was, she was a complete pussy who had to be protected until suddenly she didn't. That was her entire character arc. Where is the writing? Who wrote this tripe? What the fuck? James Cameron? Wow. Must have been a bad day at the office, hey James? Hollywood is fucked. Then there's the continuity, which confused me. I wasn't initially confused, but Linda's performance in this as Sarah Connor is so bad, and the character is written so poorly that I can't even tell if this is supposed to be in the same continuity as Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think it is, based on the stuff that they're saying, but the character of Sarah Connor in this movie acts completely different than the character in Terminator 2. So it confused the hell out of me. I didn't know if this was the same continuity, so it completely ruined the reunion of her and Arnold, because I just didn't know if it was the same continuity as the previous movie, so I don't care about those characters. They're not the ones I'm not sure if they're the ones that I know and love. And Arnold, oh my God, I know he's fat now, and he can't help that because he's old. I've been there, I understand, believe me. But come on, his performance, he doesn't even act like a robot in this. He just acts like Arnold, basically. He's cracking jokes. It's just horrible. The robot with a conscience? Come on. And they gave him a name? Carl? They call him Carl? First of all, you don't give a Terminator a name. Second of all, if you do give a Terminator a name, you don't make it Carl. Jesus. The thing I was most excited for in Terminator Dark Fate was that I heard Edward Furlong was coming back as John Connor. I pictured him being a focal point of the movie, given how important he is to the storyline. I thought we might get to see him leading the Resistance in the future, or traveling back in time to protect himself in the past. But no, we get a 12-year-old deep fakes version of John Connor hanging out at a bar in Mexico. And then this happens. Eddie Furlong was the degen of all degens. The guy pulled his life together and cleaned up his act so he could be in this movie. And that's it? That's all the John Connor we get? They killed him off in the first 5 minutes of the movie! Pretty much shitting all over Terminator 2 and making that movie completely pointless in retrospect. And wouldn't killing him off f*** up the future? I mean, he was kind of important to the survival of the human race. Ugh. Terrible writing. As soon as I saw that, I knew it was going to be all downhill from there.
I'll be back.
Oh God, please no. And that, mercifully, is that. I will give this movie credit for at least being titled appropriately, because the fate of the Terminator franchise indeed looks pretty dark right now. Till next time, fare thee well, f***ers! If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment and a like. It helps us get more exposure on the YouTubes. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? We put out shit like this every week.